Hello, Favor. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
So what do you think about the trend of aluminum prices in 2021, considering the fact that aluminum prices are currently at an all-time high of $2,293 per metric ton?
Just like you said, we are experiencing a global economic recovery. And what that means is that sectors are able to resume pay. And even the production of cars, especially electric vehicles, and all these activities require aluminium as an input. So if you look at China, for example, China is a top consumer of aluminium, and it has been projected that China's construction industry will grow at about 4 to 5%, and due to infrastructure investment. And we also have the plan in the US to boost infrastructure development. So really, we're at a peak demand season for aluminium. And also, if you look at the supply of aluminium, China is the top producer of aluminium, and the country has plans to achieve carbon neutral supply of aluminium. So since we're in a situation where there's an increase in demand, a possible reduction in supply, that would definitely mean that the prices of aluminium will increase in 2021.
Well, the Economics Intelligence Unit is forecasting that the global demand for aluminum will grow by 4.3% to 65 million tons this year, driven by infrastructure spending, such as, what has happened in the US with Biden's 2.25 trillion plan. However, this is lower than the estimated global economic growth of 5.5%. Does this mean that the growth in demand for aluminum is likely to fall in the next year, 2022?
Firstly, the aluminium industry is expected to grow in 2021, just like I stated earlier. But comparing it to global GDP growth, aluminium industry is not the only sector that contributes to global GDP. It's also instead all sectors in several economies aggregate global GDP. So what that means is that it's likely for us to see global GDP growth outpace that of our individual sector. But then looking like streamlining it to 2022, we don't know the direction the demand of aluminium will go in 2022. But if infrastructure projects continue at a pace or even a faster pace than what we are seeing in 2021, then the demand for aluminium will maintain an upward trend unless a significant thing happens to affect that trend.
But is there a way to increase the demand, especially like here in Nigeria, since there's higher demand for, considering the positive health impact of aluminum roofing sheets, is there a way to push more demand, maybe get the regulators to be involved in it or something?
Looking at roofing sheets, so we have asbestos and we have aluminium roofing sheets. Asbestos has health hazards. It increases the risk of asbestosis, which in turn leads to lung cancer. So, what regulators can do to enforce the change from asbestos to aluminium would be one, more enlightenment on the use of asbestosis and the health hazards associated with them, so that people will be aware of what asbestosis can do, instead that they'll be able to use aluminium for roofing sheets. Another thing the regulators can do is to enlighten the public about the pioneer status that aluminium industry enjoys, so that they'll be able to take advantage of tax holidays and tax incentives, and that would definitely boost the production of aluminium in Nigeria.
All right, thank you so much, Favor. Favor Oguniroye is a research analyst with Financial Derivatives Company. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.